Hello, this is Movie Hunter. Be sure to watch this video until the end because today I'm going to tell you about a very strange movie with a very unusual ending called The Crush. The picture begins with the main character, Nick, who is looking for a rental apartment. He looks at several options, but none of them suits him. Not finding an apartment in the center, Nick goes to the suburbs, where he almost runs over a young girl on roller skates. She drives away to a house, on which the guy notices a rental sign. He decides to find out, is this house for rent or not? The landlady asks, what kind of place does he want? To which Nick replies that he works mostly from home, and he needs a quiet, peaceful place. She says that this house would be perfect, since she's at work all the time in court and her husband travels a lot. Nick agrees and begins to set up his new abode while the homeowner's 14-year-old daughter Adriana watches him. She sends her friend Cheyenne to see what he's up to. The girl quietly enters the house where Nick is just repairing the sink and, without seeing her, asks, is he a friend or an enemy? The guy asks for a name. The girl says her name is Cheyenne and runs away. Nick goes to the window, where he sees Adriana spying on him. The girl notices him too and hides. Cheyenne tells her friend that he's pretty good looking, but only old. His first day at work as a writer for a popular magazine, he gets told off for being late and assigned to work on a dead-end story about Robert of Livonia, who allegedly stole a lot of money. The next day, Nick finds a lead in the story by coming out to the driver who worked for Livinsky. At night he is smoking and working on an article when Adriana comes to his door and asks, what is he doing? Nick invites the girl in and says she wouldn't be interested, but Adriana tells him to surprise her, and then the guy asks, what does she know about Robert of Livonia? Adriana says he's the guy who stole a lot of money in his cap, but Nick corrects her and says he didn't steal it and that he had a girlfriend he often flew to. Here Adriana already corrects him, saying that this girlfriend is Livonian's mistress, after which she takes his cigarette and begins to smoke. Nick asks, isn't it too late for her to be wandering the streets at her age of 14? The girl says she's almost 15, but Nick isn't happy with that. He takes the cigarette away from her and sends her to bed. In the morning, while he was in the shower, Adriana comes over again to give him a gift and invite him to his parents' party. At the office, Nick reads his article that just came in and realizes that part of it has been changed, then asks his boss, Michael, to let him double-check it before publication, but the boss says the article came out good and he likes his style. At night Nick reluctantly goes to the party that Adriana invited him to. The hostess of the house introduces him to her husband, Cliff. Nick hears the sound of a piano and sees that it is Adriana playing. Afterwards he finds her on the street. The girl says she knew he was coming and asks, did the boss like his article? Nick realizes that she was the one who made the edits to his paper. He gets angry, saying it's wrong. You can't break into someone else's house and change things. Adriana gets upset and doesn't say he just doesn't like that a 14-year-old girl wrote a better article than he did. The girl asks to take her to a place right now, wanting to show him something. He hesitates since it is late, but picks her up anyway, and they drive to the lighthouse. There, Adriana says she is very lonely. Her parents made her skip 2 classes, and now everyone thinks she is weird. Nick comforts the girl by saying that there is nothing strange about her and that he is her friend. Adriana admits that she likes him and kisses him, but Nick stops her, saying it's wrong. She's 14 and he's 28, and takes her home. At the barbecue, he talks to his co-worker Emmy. She is concerned about Adriana's apparent crush on Nick, and, after a couple of days, the guy decides to talk to the young girl. Upon entering the house, he finds no one and goes up to Adriana's room, where he sees a heart-shaped pillow with their initials. Then he hears someone walking and hiding in a closet. Adriana enters and begins to change for the shower. The girl realizes that Nick is peeping at her, but does nothing. As he leaves the house, Nick meets the girl's father, who asks for help carrying boxes into the attic and shows him the carnival carousel he is reconstructing for Adriana. One day Nick approaches Adriana, who is swinging on the swing set, and tells her that he wants to talk to her about something very delicate. The guy says that they can only be friends, and if she needs help, he will always be happy to help her, but only as a friend because she is 14 and he is 28. Adriana asks, why then did he kiss her at the lighthouse? But Nick gets angry and says that it was just a mistake, but the girl doesn't calm down and asks, if the kiss was a mistake, then why was he peeping at her from the closet? With this phrase she makes Nick speechless and he leaves. Next, we see Nick in an alleyway showing his friend Emmy his newly painted car, on the hood of which he finds, do you like the movie script? I'm sure you'll find it very interesting, and to learn about cool movies, subscribe to our channel. Give it a like and turn on the bell. The boss pulls him out of his arrest, advising him to go somewhere far away. While his parents take Adriana out of the house, he packs his things, but suddenly Cheyenne shows up and says that everything Adriana said is not true. She tells them about the kid from the children's camp who poisoned himself right after he rejected Adriana. They realize that it was Adriana who launched the wasp at Emmy. Nick says that what they know is not enough to prove her guilt. Cheyenne tells them about Adriana's diary, in which she wrote everything down. The girl thinks it might be in the house, but Nick refuses to sneak into the house because he's already in enough trouble. Cheyenne leaves and breaks sneaks into Adriana's house on her own, where she was already waiting for her. Nick hears the sound of a carousel and runs into the house, where he finds a new altar to worship him in Adriana's room. The girl sneaks up behind him and accuses him of liking Cheyenne, but Nick ignores her and continues his search for the girl. Adriana attacks him with a stick and pushes him off the balcony. Seconds before she kills Nick, her father arrives. The girl runs to the attic and, coming to his senses, Nick follows her as Cliff tries to break into the house. In the attic, Nick finds Cheyenne tied to a carousel. Adriana jumps out at him from the shadows, but when he drops her, the girl's father appears, thinking that Nick has attacked her again. While Nick defends himself, Adriana pounces on her father and knocks him out, screaming for him to leave her lover. But Nick punches her in the face and she flies to the other end of the room. Then he stops the carousel to free Cheyenne. In the next scene, we see Adriana in the psychiatric hospital, still texting Nick, who at this time has moved into a new apartment with Emmy. When she arrives home, she finds him asleep on the couch and hands over the mail. Horror appears on the guy's face when he sees that all the letters are from Adriana. Afterwards, the girl is taken to her room, where she looks at a photo of her attending doctor. Now she has a new object of adoration. And this video is almost over. Subscribe to our channel so you don't miss interesting movies and watch our other videos. Have a great day.